folks, let's get this camera turned around because you don't want to look at me. So, Old Country is gone live in Texas behind the scenes of the Roger Wakefield show. So Roger and David are on live right now. And so for those of y'all that's constantly hearing about Squirt, well folks, let me introduce you to Squirt. Right there, Squirt. And Christopher Houston, this is the Chris that I messed up and called the other night. He's from Canada also, so A. All right, folks, so if you're just chiming in, we're actually down here in Texas, and in the next room, or the room over, this is happening as we speak. And he's interviewing David. I met David at Bid Summit, and David he's got a really good business model going on in the demolition area. So he's in a really high level area, and when they demolition buildings, they take everything out of those. And then he sells them on the internet and physical locations. This young man makes all the magic happen, make sure that nobody acts up on the chat. He can give you a warning or send you flying. So if you just joined us, we're at Roger Wakefield's, and behind the scenes, this is how the magic happens. We're in here watching it on the big screen, but at the same time, we've got all the monitoring taking place, making sure everything's going out to the right areas. They're a little higher tech than Old Country is. I'm hoping the sound's coming through all right here. I guess I should have brought my computer in. Actually, I can do that. Let me get my computer open so I can monitor and make sure that Old Country ain't got it upside down or something other. I can't see y'all's chat, so let me know. Sorry, folks. I should have this on the tripod. Old Country just thought, well, why not go live for a couple of minutes? Of course, for those of y'all that keep hearing Go High Level, obviously Go High Level is a tool that Roger has really embraced here lately, and Henry said it's going to be a lifesaver for the Leap Pro. And I'll just show you, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Henry didn't know he's a walking billboard, but Leap Pro is the company that they are really, really excited to just take to the next level. And so it's a great thing they're using Next Level or Go High Level, because they're going to use that to help take Leap Pro to the next level. And we'll be sending you out some information about that later. Obviously, we're getting some behind the scenes discussions today and finding out just exactly how great Leap Pro is. It's a wonderful tool. Wonderful tool. See, I can tell them how going from one place to another. Huh? So folks, anybody that's chiming in, obviously I'll get set up here in a minute for the chat. Sorry for the wobbly camera. We just decided to do this last minute. See if I can get my little old laptop running here. Make sure that everything is coming through. you can see, that's where I've been in here learning about Go High Level. We just signed up underneath Roger's affiliate link.
So what's your main, what's the main
We
thing?
got some more networking going on behind the scenes.
Is it still
Let's go over here to the channel.
YouTube partnerships, sponsorships?
So that's the main thing he keeps office stuff.
You still give plumbing services as well, or not?
So we're in the monitor room.
He sold his company once. He sold it. He kept a small percentage. Sold again. He still has his percent. He's probably gonna resell it again.
Okay.
This will probably be his last one. This one.
If you don't mind.
So not too bad.
How much do you want to ask for, and if so, has your situation call for extra funds, such as?
All right, everybody's chiming in right now. We're trying to be quiet because we've got them in the next room. Even though we've got the door shut, I don't want to be the one that's like, hey, we can hear old country in there talking with that old gruff country bumpkin accent.
We don't see asbestos a lot, but when you do see it, it's very.
I'm gonna get to where I can see the chat.
Into that, that's going to be another one of our problems.
So if you're listening in, make sure if you want to jump over to Roger Wakefield also, and you jump on the live and tell them hello from wherever you're coming from.
We're inside, the majority of the work we do, we're inside a house or inside of a condo, and it's just a residential house, there's not a lot of crazy hazards in that situation. I'm not taking roofs off and stuff like that because of the hazard situation. And because we have so much business in these other areas.
While they're in there talking, there's the trade talks. And this is for my daughter. This is you talk about a beautiful, beautiful little companion here. I see Tish Perry, of course, obviously. That's the country's wonderful wife. Said hello from Tennessee. So that's awesome. Let me kill this volume on here.
And that's the funny thing because I started growing on social media.
Alright, spectacular. Alright folks, so real quick we're gonna double check. Make sure this thing's working correctly. I did see you chat, Tish, but I can't respond on there obviously. I'm as busy as a one-armed paper hanger in a paper hanging contest right now. Try not to drop the camera. Alright, so whoever else is in here, if you don't mind, just chime in, tell us who you are, where you're from. You can do that in the chat, obviously, for those that don't know. Alright, so let's go over here and see if I can catch the live and monitor and see how that's going. I'm gonna have to get me somebody to start monitoring behind the scenes. Looky there, there's live. Alright, so I can at least see that, and now, so we are live. I'm assuming the sound's okay. Tish, if you don't mind, just let me know if it sounds all right from your end. All right, so that works out. Appreciate you letting me know. And I stood up and actually on my phone it said, "Are you sure you want to start streaming?" Folks, the Leap Pro right there is your genius behind the whole system. It's amazing what he does, and I can't wait to share some of that information with you because people don't realize just how much work Henry and some of the others has put into the Leak Pro system. And anybody that's in the plumbing industry, if you're having troubles finding leaks, especially in slabs or out in the fields, they've got the system to fix that or detect that and find that. Then you get to fix it. That's what your specialty is. But if you are out here using these $20,000 tools, you need to check out Leak Pro because Leak Pro is at a much, much lower price point and it's actually a higher quality tool. And I'll get you some more information on that pretty soon. But folks, for those that's just chiming in, Old Country made the trip from downtown Dallas, a few miles away, about half hour away, and we're actually at the training facility and we're actually behind the scenes inside of the studio, or we're in the monitoring room of Roger Wakefield. So welcome. Make sure you tell us where you're coming in from. Throw it in the chat. Tell us who you are and where you're coming from. We're glad to have you with us. Alright, I don't even have a selfie stick, but we'll just turn it around here. And so again, as you see, we're here live and just having a good old time. I tell you what, Henry was giving us some tours of the facility, and I tell you what, this thing is amazing. There's so much more going on behind the scenes than a person realizes. As you can see, we're in here monitoring, while at the same time, the magic behind the scenes, they don't have to figure it out on the phone. We've got the magic worker back there making sure everything's taken care of. He's the one that makes sure nobody does nothing naughty in the chat. And y'all streaming out to, where all y'all streaming out there? YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
3 or 4 Facebook pages.
All right.
LinkedIn.
Spectacular. Not on Twitch right now. You ain't twitching yet. A little different demographics over on Twitch. Probably ain't a whole lot of gamer and plumbers over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get this off my ugly face and we'll keep monitoring. There we go, folks. So we're here live while the live's going on in the next room. And so, amazing studio. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go silent for just a second, and I'll step into another room and show you where this is actually taking place. It's pretty amazing, folks. So bear with me for a minute. I'll be real quiet. I'll go ahead and fill you in. I'll admit something. Henry's like, oh my God, I let Old Country in the building. We walk in, and I was going to let Christopher from Canada get in front of me, and I took one step back, and everything in the room went dead. I literally unplugged their entire studio, and I about had a panic attack. 20 minutes from them going live. So watch Old Country. I'm going to stay in the middle. And as I said, I'm going to get really quiet after this door right here.
Eight hours. You're going to Home Depot 3 times. And look, love that there was a Home Depot there. And he said, literally, I kept having to go back and I kept having to do this. And my whole thought was it really worth 8 hours of your time? Because at the end of the day, to me, no, it's not. So Mark, and I'm looking over here, if you'll put in how long it took you, I'd appreciate it. Just as this is plumbing is the king of all trades. I agree.
So as you can see,
You know, it's funny because I
there's
just
a whole
believe
lot
that.
more to this than this is where they just got them doing the podcast. But as you see, that's the ladder.
Guys, I see
That's
also
the
something I do. So I'm assuming he's talking to you. What made you decide to do that?
All right, so let's go back in here so I don't fumble up and end up chirping, screaming, hollering, coughing, something blow up, because it was bad enough. So folks, I stepped back in here because I sure don't want to accidentally do something while he's live. I was nervous as a long-tailed cat on in a rocking chair factory. Oh yeah. Henry's like, I'm gonna dock your pay, you goofy old country bumpkin. You done screwed us up right off the bat. So Henry, real quick, I tell you what, hold that real quick. I got a question for you. I know I asked you this last year, but when Paps told you, come out of the field, been out plunging toilets or whatever, and he said, you know what, I think I'm gonna start on YouTube. What was your initial thought?
The initial thought was, he's probably lost his mind. We may have to put him in the loony bin. But then I really thought about it, and it was like, you know, his personality will fit very well, and that job would suit him perfectly.
Absolutely. I tell you what, while we've got you on here, I've mentioned Leak Pro, and like I said, I've been in the trades all my life. I was more into heavy equipment operating, but I've been in the ditches, I've done this, done that. Give us a quick rundown about Leak Pro.
Yeah, so Leak Pro, it's one of the most precise leak detection systems put together for professional plumbers. And what it is, we've got two pieces of equipment. We've got one that's mainly for finding water leaks underground from your water meter to your home. And then kind of down here in the south, all of our homes are pretty much slab on grade. Then we've got another device for whenever you're listening through driveways or slabs in the home, you can still hear that water leak underneath and be able to pinpoint to know exactly where you need to go in to make a repair or choose a reroute or whatever. But I'm building equipment myself that helps you locate those leaks.
Yeah, and we'll be showing some of that later, folks. The quality of this thing, I mean, when he pulled that wand out, you know, I've held some other probes and different things, and, you know, it's like, when he pulled this thing out, I'm like, wait a minute, this whole thing is machined. All out of aluminum, so number one, it's going to be a lot lighter. But number two, the one for the slab, being that it is aluminum, the sensitivity is phenomenal. This thing, he gave us just a quick demonstration because again, Paps is fixing to go live, so we got to kind of focus on that. But oh my lord, I mean, I can't wait to see some of this. And of course, y'all got a whole training facility built out down here now.
We do. I've got a training center built here where you actually come for in-person training. I've got 11 leaks under a slab. We go through kind of line locating first, then we go through leak detection to learn how to actually pinpoint leaks. Then I do a second day where you're actually working for drainage systems to isolate branch lines in sewer systems under homes to be able to determine which branch lines are leaking. So instead of telling your customer, look, I gotta replace your whole drainage system, it's, well, I can't afford that. Well, hold on, let me do some other tests. Oh, it's actually just this one line. Here's the problem, here's the issue. Let's address that first instead of the whole system.
And so that gets into using a camera system and ball valves or ball.
Feeding test balls in up the sewer main and into the branch lines.
Okay, so you can isolate which branch line, of course. And folks, we may be talking over your head there. If some of it's over my head. Luckily, I got my hat on. So, but you know, obviously, he can go into a lot more details. But those that's in the plumbing industry, you know exactly what he's talking about, especially if you're down here in the south. And so, you know, there might be a little bit different depending on where you're at, but the good thing is he's got a solution for it. And to think about how do you find a leak in a concrete slab, and the old-fashioned way is just start sawing until you get there. With this one, and I'm going to tell you what, you're going to be amazed when you see how precise this thing does.
That's it. It'll get you right on the money if you want it to.
And now you just dig up one little bitty section of the slab, fix that leak, and of Of course, you know, Dad in there, Roger, not my dad, sorry for anybody that's misunderstanding, but Roger Wakefield is obviously able to tell you how to fix that leak the right way. Because you definitely don't want to put it back under the slab, fixing it with something that's not to par.
That's for sure.
All right, well, Henry, we appreciate it. And of course, those that's familiar with it, you often hear Squirt. He's called a few other things too, but we won't go there. But, you know, this is Squirt, this is Henry. And yes, it is the same guy because you're used to seeing him with a very long beard. He decided he wanted to go back to the baby face now that he's out here really promoting League Pro.
That's it.
There you go.
Have a good one. It's been a pleasure.
All right, have a good one. Yes, sir. All right, folks. Well, I'm not going to keep the live stream going very long because I just wanted to say howdy, chime in, let everybody know. I wasn't going to say it, but since Roger said, well, Old Country's just right down the hall, I thought, well, here we go. We might as well take advantage and say howdy do. And so some of you has heard about the little award the other night. Here is the amazing trophy that we ended up with. It's got the V in the chest, and that is for the scholarship. I cannot wait. Matter of fact, I had a conversation with the head coach, Sandy, last night, and just cannot wait to help the community by getting into the Channel Jumpstart. Everybody that I've talked to that has been part of Channel Jumpstart says that that's where they really got their launch on their channel. So ICAST community, we're going to have a blast. So I'm going to chime off. I appreciate everybody that did check in, and catch you on the replay. Have a great one. Bye-bye.